With holiday gatherings coming up, a puzzle. It might be the perfect activity to keep you and your family and friends entertained. But how do you know if your table is even big enough to spread out all of the loose pieces? Don't worry, our next guest has taken on that question for us. Joining me this morning is Madeline Bodensmith-Fisher, a Data Sciences Institute postdoctoral fellow at the University of Toronto. Good morning. That is a huge title.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
So you've got a big brain, you put it to this task, but I gotta know, what sparked the idea for answering the question, is my table big enough to complete my puzzle?
It was really me and my husband were doing a puzzle over the holidays a few years ago. And you want to see all the pieces before you put them together. And we thought, can we figure out how much space these pieces take up before you put them together?
Right, because when you buy a puzzle, when you get one, on the box, it'll say the dimensions of the completed puzzle,
yeah,
but not when you're spreading it all out, because you do need space.
Exactly, and you know that they're not all lined up when they're spread out, before you put them together.
No, not at all. Okay, so we have like a teeny tiny little puzzle.
I got my son's dinosaur puzzle.
Love it. Love a good dinosaur puzzle. It's a 9-piece puzzle. Can you walk us through how you even started thinking about this?
Yeah, so what is how big the dimensions of the finished puzzle are from the box. So this puzzle we can measure, it's about 8.5 inches this way and just over 6 inches this way. So you multiply those two numbers together and that gives you the area. So this is about 52 inches squared.
Okay.
And then we made a prediction for what the pieces would do when you spread them out. So I can show you what that looks like.
Yeah, totally.
So if we were to be assembling this puzzle, the pieces would be kind of arranged every which way.
Right. Taking up more space.
Yeah,
right?
taking up more space because there's now gaps in between them. So we thought, okay, the pieces are kind of like inside of an imaginary circle, and then you can think about how those circles would arrange themselves on a flat surface and predict how much space they take up. And so we predicted that this would be the finished area multiplied by the square root of 3, which is about 1.7.
And why did you pick the square root of 3?
That's the number that works out from the math. So once you kind of imagine that you draw a circle around each piece and you pack them as tightly as possible, that's the number that comes out.
That's the number that works. And this works for like any size puzzle from a 9-piece to like a 1,000-piece?
Yeah, so the biggest puzzle we tried was 2,000 pieces, and it worked pretty well. And the smallest was this 9-piece puzzle here.
Okay, can we put this to the test?
Let's do it,
in live action?
All right, so this is kind of a circular-ish shape. We're gonna measure across. It's about 10.5 inches in diameter, we'll say. So then the area of a circle is the radius squared times pi, which is about 3.14. So if we take 5.25 inches squared, multiplied by 3.14, that gives us about 86 square inches. I'm not doing this in my head.
I mean, if you were, I would be just as impressed. The fact that you did it on paper before does not make this any less impressive.
So that's the measured area of our unassembled puzzle. And the prediction, remember, it was 52 inches squared assembled. Multiplied by 1.73 is about 90 inches squared. So 86, 90 is pretty close, yeah.
That's amazing. When I have spare time, I'm not doing math puzzles at all. So I think you are very impressive. But okay, I have to ask, when you did this, we got a press release that said that you've written all of this up. The university is obviously very proud of what you've done. What are you guys going to do next with this?
So we're waiting to see if it will be published in a journal, and we would love to see if we can maybe extend this to 3 dimensions to answer, how big of an IKEA bin do you need for your kids' Lego?
I think that, okay, kids' Lego. Honestly, I have so much Lego. I will be following this closely to know the results of your next endeavor. Madeline, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
Awesome, science and puzzles. This is my jam. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.